With a complete area of nearly 20 square feet, the skin is the biggest organ within the body. The skin offers the people defense against germs and also the outdoors. Aids in dominant blood heat and permits all the people from different countries to feel bit, heat, and cold. The skin composed of 3 layers. The cuticle, the highest layer of skin, is a water-resistant barrier and determines the color of our skin. Under the cuticle, within the derma, area unit sweat glands, hair follicles, and stiff animal tissue. Animal tissue and fat conjure the layer, that is the deeper connective tissue. Melanocytes, specialized cells that generate animal pigment, area unit, would offer the skin its color. Placed within the cuticle area unit melanocytes. Length of skin. The cuticular and dermal layers of the skin area unit classified per thickness, and also the thickness of every layer varies counting on the world of the body. The stratum, an extra layer of the cuticle, offers the palms of the hands and soles of the feet their thickest hairless skin. Supported the thickness of the derma, a higher back is assumed to be the thickest. However, histologically, it's aforementioned to own thin skin since the cuticular thickness lacks the stratum layer and is dilutant than hairless skin. There are 3 layers of the skin, are classified into epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. And each layer has certain definition, classification, and definite role. And if you can't imagine these layers, then I will let you with this video to understand and imagine these layers clearly.
Took some skin off of a patient for body contouring. I got a piece of that here. So this is the epidermal layer. It's the very top layer of skin that's constantly replenishing itself. Underneath that is the dermal layer, which I've shaved the epidermis off to show you this white dermal layer of skin. That's where your hair follicles and your sweat glands are. Underneath the dermis is the subcutaneous or hypodermal layer, which has globs of fat with stromal connective tissue in between. So here I'm just going to show you what the skin looks like as you go through the layers. As you make a cut, you go through the epidermis, this is the bottom layer of the dermis, through a little bit further, and then there's your subcutaneous
The epidermis layer has 5 sublayers inside it, which you will see in this video.
Hello, in this video we'll be looking at the layers of the epidermis and a mnemonic to help us remember them. You can see here the epidermis is the most superficial layer of the skin, and then just deep to that is the dermis. There are 5 layers of the epidermis. The most superficial is the stratum corneum, followed by the stratum lucidum, followed by the stratum granulosum, followed by the stratum spinosum, and the last is the stratum basale. The stratum lucidum is only found in the skins of the palm and soles where we have thicker skin. It's not found elsewhere in the skin. Mnemonic to help us remember this is come, let's get sunburned, where the C corresponds to corneum, the L corresponds to the lucidum, the G corresponds to the granulosum, the S corresponds to the spinosum, and the B corresponds to the basale.
Epidermis layers. The basement membrane, basal lamina, that separates Malpighian layer, additionally called stratum bile, from the derma, and hemidesmosomes, that area unit coupled to the basement membrane, conjure the deepest layer. The cubicle to columnar mitotically active stem cells that create keratinocytes unceasingly area unit gift during this stratum. Melanocytes also are gift during this stratum. The stratum spinosum, that consists of 8 to 10 cell layers and is usually remarked because the skin cell layer is created from irregular, solid cells with sticking living substance processes, or spines, that hook up with alternative cells through desmosomes. This layer contains nerve fiber cells. The stratum granulosum, that has 3 to 5 cell layers, has diamond-shaped cells with lamellar and keratohyalin granules. Certain precursors area unit found in keratohyalin granules, wherever they eventually gather to form bundles. The glycolipids that area unit discharge to the surface of the cells and function a glue to carry the cells along area unit found within the lamellar granules. The stratum lucidum, that consists of 2 to 3 cell layers and is gift within the thicker skin seen on the palms and soles, is a thin, clear layer fabricated from elidin, a byproduct of keratohyalin transformation. The top layer, the stratum corneum, consists of certain and sexy scales comprised of dead keratinocytes, additionally called anucleate squamous cells. It's 20 to 30 cell layers. The thickness of this layer fluctuates the best, notably in calloused skin. The dead keratinocytes during this layer unharness defensins, that area unit a part of our initial line of medical specialty protection. After understanding the epidermis layer of the skin, we need to know the cells that form this skin layer. The skin cells: keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, Merkel cells, and alternative cuticle cells. Keratinocytes. The majority of the epidermis's cells, called keratinocytes, begin within the basal layer, manufacture certain, and facilitate to form the cuticular water barrier by manufacturing and secreting lipids. By inflicting the formation of fat-soluble vitamin from the activation of cholesterol precursors by UVB radiation, keratinocytes additionally manage metal absorption. Melanocytes. The main product of melanocytes, that area unit descended from neural crest cells, is melanin, which supplies skin its color. They generate animal pigment and area unit settled between Malpighian layer cells. As a constitutional sunblocker, UVB lightweight induces the discharge of animal pigment that protects against UV radiation. The extended processes connecting the melanocytes to the close cuticular cell's area unit then accustomed transport animal pigment from one cell to consecutive. Long processes carry animal pigment granules from melanocytes to the living substance of basal keratinocytes. By pigment donation, animal pigment is transmitted to close keratinocytes. This method includes keratinocytes phagocytosing the guidelines of the epidermal cell processes. Cells of Langerhans. Dendritic cells, additionally called Langerhans cells, area unit the skin's initial line of defense and area unit crucial to substance presentation. To visualize these cells, that area unit principally gift within the stratum spinosum, specific stains area unit needed. These cells return from CD34 positive bone marrow stem cells and area unit of mesenchymal origin. They're a part of the mononuclear somatic cell system. They embody court game racket-shaped living substance organelles referred to as Birbeck granules. Each MHCI and MHC2 molecules area unit expressed by these cells that additionally take up cutaneal antigens and transport them to the node. Margaret cells. Oval-shaped changed cuticular cells called Merkel cells area unit placed within the Malpighian layer, right higher than the basement membrane. These cells, that area unit principally placed within the fingers however also are gift within the palms, soles, oral mucous membrane, and channel mucous membrane, have a sensory role as mechanoreceptors for gentle bit. Their membranes move with free nerve endings within the skin and that they area unit connected to neighbor keratinocytes by desmosomes. They additionally embody intermediate serotin filaments. The second layer of the skin is dermis. The process and fretted animal tissue layers of the derma, that link to the cuticle at the amount of the basement membrane, mix along while not a definite boundary. The process layer is the high, dilutin layer that connects to the cuticle and is created from loose animal tissue. The layer that's deeper, thicker, and fewer cellular is termed the fretted layer, and it's created from dense animal tissue and bundles of scleroprotein fibers. The sweat glands, hair follicles, muscles, sensory neurons, and blood arteries area unit all placed within the derma. The third layer of the skin is hypodermis. The layer, additionally called connective tissue, is found on the brink of the derma. The fatty lobules, likewise as alternative skin appendages as well as the hair follicles, sensory neurons, and blood arteries, area unit found within the deepest skin layers. After the end of the video, I hope every girl who uses so much products over her skin. To make her skin pure to know and understand clearly what is her skin texture and how sensitive it is to take care of your skin and choose your skincare products which are healthy to your skin and authorized by the Ministry of Health in order not to hurt your skin tissue and the cells inside of it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like, comment and share.